Hi, this is Kelsey with Shipwreck Beads. I'm here live today and we are going to talk about leather earrings. If you got a chance to read my last blog post, then you will have already sort of seen a preview of kind of what this project we're doing today is about. Here are the earrings that I made on the blog. As you can see, they're pretty ginormous, so they're not for everyone. So I thought that I'd do a little video to show you sort of a scaled down version of how to do leather earrings in case something like this is a little massive for you. I did two versions on our blog, which is you can get the links on our website or just go to looseenscraftblog.com. See the two different versions. So this is a 4th of July project. I can't believe 4th of July is just less than 6 weeks away. It doesn't seem like it's already summer. It's just so crazy. So anyways, we'll get started on making some earrings. I always have a notebook with me, and whenever I get inspired, I sketch out some designs. So here's some different ideas that I was playing with for what to do on the video today. So we'll be doing one sort of similar to that I think is really fun. So we'll go ahead and angle you down. There we go. So in the blog post, I used these leather sheets. And we've got several different colors of those, in addition to the red and the blue that I used. Let's turn that around. This pearl pink is really, really pretty. You see how shiny that is. But what we'll be working with today is some leather lace. This is a 1-inch suede lace. It's really thick and sturdy, so I think it works really great for earrings. So that's what we'll be doing today. I already made a couple pairs just to sort of have some ready to show you. We won't be making these, but here's an earring example. So this here is using the Tiara cast leather straps. And this one, I'm not sure exactly what color this is, but it's a really nice gunmetal color with some yellow crystals glued to that. I just use E6000 to glue. It's my favorite kind. It takes a while to dry, which is great for me because I don't tend to plan things very well ahead of time, as much as my sketchbook would lead you to believe otherwise. So got those pair. I really like how this pair here turned out using the rhinestone banding and some chain. So again, really simple design and also really simple to put together. Oh, that's backwards. I got that there. All right, so for this first pair, I thought we'd do a chevron shape, and I already went ahead and cut the shapes out just so that way they'd already be prepared. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to punch a hole. This is a leather hole punch. Punch a hole in each corner here. And you want to make sure that the leather little dot that you're punching out actually comes out and that it's not attached to the back of your piece still, because that can get in the way of the jump ring. Oh, there goes my little scraps. So for this pair, I thought we'd use the rhinestone banding. So we're just going to cut to size. Let's see, use 8 rhinestones. I'm going to cut 4 pieces all the same length. We carry a lot of different leather that would work great for earrings. Again, like I said, I really love this leather lace. It comes in a ton of different colors. I've just got a couple here on my workstation. So we've got some really pretty purple and pink, or actually this is like a mauvey color. And then again, this like magenta that I have in this example here. I've got a brown that I'll be using in a pair of earrings in a minute. And it comes in a whole lot of colors, so that's a real fun thing to work with. All right, so I've got my, I have 3 pieces. So at Shipwreck Beads, we're always taught to count by 4s, because 4 is the most that your eye can easily count by just glancing at it. So not 3s, not 2s, not 5s, but we count by 4s at Shipwreck Beads. So that's a fun little fact about us that you probably didn't know. So now we need cup chain connectors. So to use the cup chain connector, you're going to take your cup chain and your connector, and you're going to set your cup chain into the connector. I don't know if you can see this, but it's got some little prongs there, and we're just going to gently fold those prongs over, and that's going to set your cup chain and allow you to connect it with jump rings to whatever you're working with. We're going to put one on each end. So there's one little link that's finished. See there? So now we're going to do that with the other 3 pieces. So hi to all 18 of you that are watching. Oh, Beth says she loves leather. I gotta say, I agree with you, Beth. It's one of my favorite mediums to work on, whether it's the leather lace like this, or if, or using leather cording for necklaces or bracelets. Leather's a really versatile material, and so you can use it in a lot of different ways. Oh no, that one got turned. So just be really, really gentle when you're putting those connectors on. You do want to make sure that they're secure, but you also want to make sure that you don't break. See, Maria asked for the gray leather earrings, did I use glue? No, I didn't. But I did squish it down pretty hard. I usually, when I go to attach one of these little ribbon end connectors, I just really make sure to get the corners and then also the center, but really focus on the corners. And Beth is saying that she always uses glue as backup, and you know what, that it doesn't hurt. But I haven't had a problem with these falling off. You just really need to make sure, and you really clamp them down really hard so that they don't fall off. But again, like for this pair, you've already got the glue out to put those rhinestones on, so you might as well add a little bit of glue to the ribbon connector to make sure that stays. It can't hurt. All right. Get that finished up. All right, so we've got all 4 of our sections. And now we're going to connect them to the leather with jump rings. And now remember, with the jump rings, you're always going to open them from side to side like this and never pull them apart. We like to call it the jump ring ballet. And if the camera was angled differently, I would show you. So, oh, Brandy says she loves my duck prints. Actually, they are goose tracks. I call my daughter Goose, and so there's one for me, my daughter, and my husband. So that's what that is. They're not duck prints, they're goose prints, but they look similar. So anyways, all right. So we're going to open our jump rings and then connect them to the corners, and we're also going to connect our cup chain there too. So when we go to connect the other side, we want to make sure that our cup chain is facing the same way, so that all your rhinestones are facing forward. This is why it's important to make sure that that little nubbin comes out when you punch the hole, so that it doesn't get in the way of your jump ring. Oh, attach the cup chain first. That would be helpful. Alrighty. So there's that. Get this one attached here. So I'm using the antique brass finish today. But we do have the cup chain in a bunch of different finishes. So we do have it in the antique bronze, silver, gold. I believe we have some rose gold in the Swarovski cup chain. And we also have some gunmetal cup chain as well. And we have connectors that match each of those. So if you prefer to work in a different color metal, then we do carry those different options as well. I just thought that the brass would look really nice with this leather. So. I need a couple more jump rings. I don't really like how that hangs. So we're going to change the design up a little bit. We're going to add jump rings and then connect the jump rings with another jump ring. And we'll see if that looks a little bit better. Sometimes when you're designing, you just kind of have to go with the flow, and the designs don't always work out the first time around, so you have to improvise after that. So there's nothing wrong with that. As long as you're happy with how it turns out, then you've made a successful project. All right, so that hangs a lot better. You can actually see the cup chain facing forward that way. Jump ring. Now the leather, because when it comes, it sort of is rolled up like this guy here. So you may have some kinks in it. I find like that getting it a little damp and then putting it under a book, or even just sort of straightening it out like that, can help get rid of those kinks. And just with wear, that will help eliminate any bends over time. I like using leather on earrings because it's so lightweight. So you can make a really big design without having it weigh down your ears, like this jumbo pair here that I had on the blog. These are called, what do I call them? Oh, the Star Spangled Chevron earrings. Again, they were for the 4th of July, which is right around the corner. And now for the ear wires, I've got some little shepherd's hooks with a ball on them. I just think they're really delicate. They don't take up a lot of space, so you can really just focus on the design. To get those on there, you're just going to sort of string it through your jump ring and then pinch the ear wire closed. So there is that. I really like how that turned out. A little different than in my head, but I think that still looks really nice. All right, what do you guys think? All right, so let's make one more pair of leather earrings. And these ones we're going to add beaded little dangles to. So I already pre-cut these, but what I did is I took the 1-inch lace, cut it in half, and then I cut the ends to points. And when I did the first one, I just kind of eyeballed it. You can measure it out if you want it more precise, but I just kind of eyeballed it, and then I laid one on top of the other to make sure that, and then cut it out, sort of using the other as a template so that they would be the same. All right, so for this one, I'm going to punch a hole in the very bottom, and then I'm also going to punch a hole in the very top center. I'm just going to start by, I'm not going to add anything to the top of, ooh, where did my jump ring go? Oh, we'll get another one. Now, unlike the tiara cast leather and the sheet leather, this leather, the leather lace looks the same front or back. There's not any difference in color or texture. With the tiara cast leathers, so here's a tiara cast leather strap. You can see the back is has that more suede-y look, and then this front has more of a metallic look to it. So the front and back is different. With the sheet leather, same deal. So this is the front of the red. It's got this nice sheen to it, and then the back is just the suede. We also sell, if you're going to be making a lot of leather earrings, some grab bags full of leather scraps. These are some just really soft pieces of deer leather. The front and back, you can see the different textures there. But you get all kinds of different colors, and they're all just little, it's a bag of scraps, but for this whole bag it's $3.99. So that's a great deal if you're going to be working, especially for leather earrings, because you do need such a small amount for each. Look at that plum color. Isn't that gorgeous? And here's like a nice blue. Anyways, so that's another leather option that we carry. All right, so what am I going to do with these? We'll just go with the real simple design. So I've got some check glass beads and then a bone bead. And we're going to make a wrapped loop. sure after you trim that you tuck your little end in. You want to be sure to grasp firmly, but not too hard, because you don't want to nick your wire. So now more jump rings. Too close, or I didn't get the hole close enough to the point, so my jump ring doesn't fit around it. So we're just gonna take a little bit of that off with some scissors. Okay. Oh, closed my jump ring and forgot to add my beads. Oops. All right, as long as you open and close your jump ring correctly, you should be able to do that. Fix that up, no problem. All right. Jump ring here. I'm sure this one will fit. No, that one's a little too hard. Let's trim that a little bit. Never realized, my hands don't normally shake this much, but it's a little nerve-wracking being on live video, so. So I find my hands shake a little more than they normally would. All right, so let's see. Now I think I'm gonna add another jump ring to that so that they'll hang right, the right direction. All right, so there is that pair. Let's finish up this last one here. The ear wire close. All right, there is that pair. What do you think? Which ones do you guys like the best? So I've got this brown pair with the beads, this mint green pair. My daughter, she's 10, she is obsessed with the color mint. So this would not be a sea foam, it's not green, it's mint. We recently moved into a new house and we painted her room, and it had to be, of course, mint. So all right. So what does everybody think? What pairs do you like the best? I think I really like this pink pair. Where am I? There we go. I really like the look of the brass metal on the cup chain. It just gives it a really vintagey kind of rustic look. And then with the leather, I just think it looks really, really nice together. You could also take it a step further and glue. I'm not going to glue these on, but you could always glue the rhinestones on. These are actually Swarovski pearl cabochons, and they are hot fix, but you don't have to use them as hot fix. I don't think the hot fix works very well on the leather. That's not something I've experimented with, but you can just use E6000 to glue them in place. Actually, I kind of like the way that looks with the pearls. Pearl and crystal and mint. That's not a bad combination right there. Beads I didn't end up using. Back over there. All right, so I'm gonna angle you back up. All right, so let's switch these out here. I think I'm done with these big flamenco, whatever you want to call them, earrings. They're pretty cute though. They're very, very holiday appropriate for the 4th of July. Let's see. So we've got the pink pair. The green chevron. That needs to be straightened out a little bit. I really like this pink pair though. This design would probably look really great with turquoise beads. I love like the brown and turquoise and coral combination. Always looks really good. All right, well, been on for about 26 minutes and I'm sure you guys are all getting tired of hearing me talk, but I just wanted to sort of explore some other options with the leather earrings. Wait, there's the camera. I gotta remember to look at the camera lens and not at the screen. It's a lot trickier than you think. Anyways, have a nice day. I hope you've enjoyed the video. I'd love to hear your comments, so go ahead and keep commenting. The video will stay up on our page. I would also love to see any pictures that of leather earring designs that you've made yourself. So if you want to feel like sharing that on our Facebook page, you're welcome to do that. And if you also are on Instagram, you can find Shipwreck Beads on Instagram. We're just Shipwreck Beads. Also, if you hashtag your work Shipwreck Beads, then that'll give us a chance to look at things you've done using our materials. So those are some ways to keep in touch with us on social media, and let me know if there's other things that you'd like some demos of, tools, projects, you name it, we can do it. All right, bye-bye.